Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hosted Villas Private Travel Webinar. I am hosting today our second session, and I wanted to thank you for attending today. I know your time is very precious. We're going to spend the next 45 minutes together. And basically, we're going to have a little bit of time at the end for any questions you would have. So please make yourself comfortable, grab your cup of coffee, tea, or wine, whatever works best for you at this time of the day. And I'm gonna basically introduce myself and the team today. If you have any difficulty hearing us, there's the join by telephone using number that's right there at the bottom, and you feel free to use the Q&A feature for written questions. That's the one I'm going to use. It's found at the bottom of the Zoom screen. We're going to use that at the end for our Q&A session. So we're going to kick it off right now with a quick 2-question poll. I kind of want to know who is familiar with hosted villas, and some of you have probably sold a private villa vacation before. Just want to get a sense of how familiar you are with us. So if you would like, please, to answer those 2 questions, I would appreciate that. I'll give you about a minute or so to do that. Okay, we've got a good number of attendees today, so I'm pretty happy about that. We've already hosted a 12:30 p.m. Eastern time session, which was good too. We'll send you a recording, obviously, via email of the webinar. Hoping that you get to learn some good information about us today. All right. So it seems a good percentage of you are not too familiar with hosted villas, so definitely going to help bring that information to you and introduce ourselves. And then a good number of you have already sold a private villa vacation before, which is awesome. So thank you for that. I'm going to end the poll here. I appreciate your participation. Thank you. All right. So a little bit more about myself. My name is Aurélie. You can see me in the camera or on this picture. I'm in Toronto, Canada. So I was born and raised in Normandy, France. That's where all of my family is. And I moved to Toronto 10 years ago. I've been in the travel industry my entire career. It's been 12 years. And I've worked for various travel luxury brands. I've always done private travel. That's what I love, and that's what I'm passionate about. And I've joined the Hosted Villas team in June last year, so just over a year now. And I am in charge of managing our agent partnership at Hosted Villas, as well as being frontline with the experience managers and presenting quotes to you, assisting with any villa requests that you have. You've got my contact details here if you need anything. And we are closely working with a couple of different agencies, Smart Flyer, Pro Travel, and JMac, that are awesome. So I'm going to introduce you to Patty and Jessica, who are here with us today. It's 3 ladies, at Hosted Villas taking care of all your requests. Hi, ladies. How are you today?
Hi, Aurélie, Jess.
So you can see their contact details here on this page. And let me just actually unmute Jessica, because I think I clicked that button. Sorry about that. So we couldn't hear you.
Sorry, guys. Better.
Little technical difficulties here, but yeah. So Jessica and Patty have been with the company for 7 years now. Amazing people to work with. I don't think I've ever worked with such a caring and amazing group of people. So really, we've been, even since the beginning of the pandemic, we've been connecting on a daily basis, working from home, and working closely together, supporting each other as much as possible. So now you can put a face on on our names. All right, so as I've noticed in the poll answers, a lot of you guys don't necessarily know about hosted villas, so I'm going to cover that part obviously in this webinar. We're going to give you a little bit of a temperature check as to how we're adapting how hosted villas properties in various destinations open to North American travelers or adapting to COVID. We're going to go over the benefits of doing private villa vacations. We're seeing an increasing number of requests, a lot of interest with clients willing to do private villa vacations. Obviously, during this critical time, people are looking for safety and privacy, so we're going to cover that. And I'm going to discuss with you how we're working with travel agents, what are the benefits, and some of the terms as well with working with us, and the Q&A session is going to be at the end. So a little bit more about hosted villas. As I mentioned, our office is located in Toronto. We're currently obviously working from home. We're a small company, but we've been in the industry for over 25 years. You probably know us under Homes Away. That was a company created by Butterfield and Robinson. So we're specializing in customized private villa vacations. We've been doing that, designing really amazing travel experiences for all those years. We have on our website about just over 1,000 hand-selected villas. This is what you can find, and luxury residences as well, over 20 destinations worldwide. Most of them are in the Mediterranean destinations of Europe, and a bunch of different islands in the Caribbean and some destinations in North America as well. What is a signature concept about hosted villas is our local host. We're known for personally hosting our guests in each destination. We're going to talk a little bit more about what the local host is, but it's really something that our clients are always raving about, one of our service that we offer, and it's very particular to hosted villas. I'm gonna get Jessica Cloak today covering our section about how we're adapting to COVID-19, some of the measures, the network that the partners and the network that we use, and we're gonna go over the destinations as well. So over to you, my dear.
Thank you. Thanks, Orly. Yeah, thanks so much for joining us today. I know it's, a really precarious time for travel right now. We're all, working really hard to overcome some of these challenges. And, as we all know, the situation is fluid. So it's continuously changing, evolving, and we're really keeping on top of the most recent and up-to-date information as best we can. We have a really great, reliable network with teams on the ground in each of the destinations, keeping us up to date about, all the different safety protocols that are in place, as well as how they're enforcing it, and also how it's, impacting guest overall experience in each of the villas and resorts that we represent. So, there's different entry requirements for each destination, and even those are changing, as well as reopening dates and things like that. So we're happy to include those in any of the proposals that we send you, with detailed instructions on how everybody gets in and what they have to adhere to once they're there. And we want to be that go-to resource for our travel community. We're welcoming guests in each of these places, and we, know that everybody wants to know and set expectations properly and ensure that everybody knows what they're going into when in advance. I think the main thing that everybody's top of mind is the safety measures and protocols that all the villas and resorts and accommodations are adhering to. So hosted villas has been certified by the WTTC Safe Travel Guidelines. These are focused on making sure that our partners and our villa owners and our suppliers are all adhering to the measures and the protocols that have been outlined in that for short-term rentals. So it mostly focuses on enhanced sanitation and disinfection, cleaning, deep cleaning practices in the villa, as well as other public spaces if there are any, high touch areas, and as well, and it even goes into any of the services that we might provide as well. So vehicles for airport transfers or any other excursions, boats, etc. We want to make sure that everybody is, you know, following the certain guidelines that are set out, so that we're all feel comfortable in doing those things. It also includes a bit of staff training, so making sure that they're COVID hospitality related protocols are being trained on all of that, and then we are, you know, as the CDC outlines further, as we're learning more and they're learning more, we're also adapting to enhance, to, you know, following those guidelines. So or any updates to that. So in a practical sense, to give you an idea of what we're finding that a lot of the destinations are doing, you know, in terms of examples of that. So it's a lot of the same protocols same practices that we're practicing right here in North America in terms of wearing masks. So all the staff and any waiters, things like that, they're all wearing masks in public areas and public spaces and in the villas themselves. So if the housekeeping comes in and that, they're all wearing masks. And we encourage guests to wear masks in public areas as well. As well as, so the pool and beach structures and layouts have been all, you know, adhering to safe distancing guidelines. So making sure that, you know, that everybody's sticking to their one sunbed. They're not bouncing around from, you know, chair to chair and things like that. So it's a little bit stricter, but also safer, and making sure that everybody's working together to keep everybody safe. Again, with the diligent cleaning protocols, sanitation, things like that. And then while some experiences and tourist sites are closed, there are still some that are open, but just with limited capacity in that. So we're finding that, you know, we're learning a lot about what's open and what time. And again, that's always changing. So we're keeping on top of that information. Some destinations are also implementing like a stay in residence order. So some countries like Jamaica, for example, they are requiring that guests stay in residence during their time in the country, and we're really finding that our on-site teams are finding incredibly creative ways to bring Jamaica to the villas themselves. So whether it's, you know, a rum tasting at the villa, or a masseuse to come in, or a chef cooking lesson, things like that, you know, setting up games and volleyball and whatever else we can do, they're finding really great ways to ensure that their experience is unique and really exceptional. We're also noticing that, you know, we're asking our on-site teams whether guests' stays have been, you know, how have they been impacted? And we're finding some really great positive feedback in terms of, you know, no guests are really being negatively impacted by these measures. I think everybody's playing ball and making sure that everybody's safe. We all know why we're doing it, and so with the feedback we've been getting is been positive, in that everybody can still enjoy what they want to do on their vacation, with a, you know, maybe a couple of limitations, but everyone's just doing their best, and I think it's been overall really positive. So that was really important to hear from them.
Yeah.
So when it comes specifically to the Caribbean and the Americas, we, as of right now, there's about 10 destinations that are available within our portfolio, where North Americans, specifically US travelers, can travel to, including Barbados, Jamaica, Mexico, Turks, St. Lucia, and we have a large number of not only standalone villas, but then also private villas within resorts that are all available for, you know, US travelers to enjoy. A lot of these villas include a lot of the daily services. So like housekeeping, sometimes concierge, uh, you know, chef included in those villas. So a lot of them come fully staffed, and we're finding that we can customize that based on your client's needs or expectations. So if they, for example, don't want any staff coming into the villa, then that's, you know, completely up to them. We can certainly adjust the services as needed. So for example, we're doing a lot of like contactless concierge service, a lot of, you know, chef meals being delivered as opposed to prepared right in the meat in the villa. So it really just depends on your clients, you know, what they want, their preferences are, and we can certainly make that happen, whatever it is. So yeah. The next slide is just kind of a snapshot to give you a bit of an idea of the list of destinations that we represent, and then their respective sort of infection rates and how we feel, you know, sort of safety, you know, safety level for, you know, in case your clients are wondering about those sorts of particulars. This is kind of a snapshot of that. So if based on this, you have other specific questions, please feel free to reach out. We have a lot more numbers and all kinds of information specific to the destination. So we're happy to share that with you as best we can. And then it just sort of gives you an idea of the number of villas that we have in that destination, and then the sort of approximate price range for that island. So
yeah, and adding on to that for you guys, it's also a great starting point when you have clients interested to travel, but they don't really know where to go. You know, this can be more of a guideline as to where to start, and reaching out to hosted villas and see, oh, how much inventory do they have in that destination? That will give you quick access to that kind of information. And also the price range that you can see here at the bottom. This is a low season price range, but to give you kind of a guideline, oh, you know, your clients have, you know, 5,000 a night type of budget. So where can they go within that price point? So this is not just, you know, guidelines based on the infection level and the current situation, but that can be something that you could refer to on a regular basis when you have clients interested to go to the Caribbean or Europe, and they're more interested in private villa vacations as well. So that's a good tool.
You're going to get this recording afterwards as well. So, and if you want that slide specifically, just shoot us an email. We'll get it over to you. It's a good, quick little reference. Yeah, so moving away sort of from, I know Caribbean is sort of front of mind because of festive and all of that, but we are also getting a lot of demand and inquiries for Europe. People are starting to dream about going away, and Europe will certainly be there. It's been there for hundreds of years, and it's not going to go anywhere just because we can't get there just yet. So we are finding that the availability for 2021, you know, because all of the guests from 2020 had to reschedule for 2021. So that, on top of further interest in going there again, you know, for general interest, we're finding that those prime weeks for, you know, spring, summer, even into fall, are starting to get booked up. So we're also getting inquiries for 2022. So it's never too early to start looking, start planning. We always say that the best villas go first, and that's certainly the case for as people start to, you know, look at their European vacations for the future. In terms of the COVID protocols, they're a lot similar to what we're seeing in the Caribbean. Face masks, not only indoors, but also outside sometimes. There are some countries that are more strictly enforcing the measures than others. So, and again, if you want more information on, you know, which countries are being super strict and then which ones are maybe not, depending on your client's comfort level, you know, certainly we can steer you in the right direction when it comes to that. But generally they're, again, same thing at the beaches, you know, following social distancing guidelines and masks, and limited capacity in restaurants as well as other sites. So it's important to keep that in mind for any pre-trip planning. That's kind of where that might come in handy for, your clients. If they want to get into certain restaurants and things like that, then it's important that we pre-book that in advance and make sure they get a seat at the table for those, given that it's all going to be limited going forward. And so after that, I think that's pretty much it for me. Again, if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to reach out to myself or anyone on the team. And I'll pass it back to Orly to kind of jump back into the more fun, lighthearted, aspects of what we do. And yeah.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Those really, really helpful. And also for Europe, we're keeping positive because we've had our first booking for Europe last week, and Patty just booked some of our repeat clients. So we're really excited about it. It gives us hope, that a lot of people are still thinking, and some of them might be ready to start planning, others might not, but it's a great sign, that the travel industry is still alive. So we're really, really grateful and happy to see that happening post-pandemic, obviously. All right, so now we're going to touch on the benefits of private villa vacations. A lot of you seem to be a little bit more familiar and have booked a private villa vacation in the past. But definitely the benefits are even more important, I would say, in the current circumstances that we live in, and especially for the travel industry. So the first one that comes to mind when we do a private villa vacation is the privacy. Obviously, nobody wants to hang out with hundreds of people at the pool of a hotel right now. That's not really COVID friendly. So having your own space, your clients having their own space, there's their own intimacy, they can basically enjoy their space and do whatever they want whenever they want. They don't have to stand in line at the hotel. They really don't have to do that, and they can really truly be away from crowds. So only a private home would basically give them that kind of intimacy. And also the private facilities that are coming with a private home. All of our villas have a pool, pretty much all of them, I would say 95%. So that's really great. You can just, whenever you feel like lounging by the pool, or having a cup of coffee in the morning, this is truly priceless to have that kind of privacy. Also the gym exercise facilities, you'll need to go to the gym and wear the mask and be with a bunch of other people in the same room, and sanitize everything when you go to the gym, that kind of thing. So it's really amazing to have everything handy when you stay in a private villa. Also the comfort of a home. We've been staying at home for the past 4 to 6 months, wherever you are in, Canada or the United States. We had to stay at home and be safe. And a lot of people are working from home, and they might and the kids are homeschooling, they might just want to, go in a different environment, but still have the comforts of a home and stay for longer, which we've seen a lot of requests actually for longer stays due to the current circumstances. So really having that kind of space, tons of private space to lounge, whether it's indoor, outdoors. A lot of our properties, have large patios and like the pool, obviously. So really a possibility to relax and not have to think about social distancing rules, not having to wear the mask. Like I mentioned, going for your gym session in the morning, it's right there. And if you want to watch a movie with the kids, a home is really amazing. Also for multi-generational family, the kids can walk around. They're not confined to a hotel room. We can have the fridge, stocked up with all their essentials and what they prefer. So some of the things, to keep in mind when it comes to private villa as well. The service is definitely a personalized service. The staff that will be servicing the property is not catering to 100 of other guests. It's just their own party. They can adapt to exactly the type of service they need depending on their interest and their like, and they can also be there for them to provide any in-destination support, guidance. It's really a 5-star typical hotel service that's brought under the roof of a villa. And we get a lot of, great feedback as far as that aspect of the trip. It's very personalized, and we can have as many staff as many members as possible. It could be as contactless as possible. It's customizable as far as the service level in private villas. And another benefit of booking a private villa vacation with hosted villas are customized experiences, which is really what we're passionate about. We love doing, putting together, not only choosing the right villa for your clients is definitely a big part of it, but we're also very well known for creating those unforgettable and destination experiences. This is what we love to do, and there's no ask that's too big or too small at this point, because we do customized private villa vacations. So anything that your clients are interested in doing, any services that they like, we can plan that ahead of time. So it can be pre-booked ahead of time, or it can be taken care of by the concierge teams when they are in country, if they want a little bit more flexibility. With that said, as Jessica mentioned earlier, with the current circumstances, it's always best with the restrictions and the rules to plan ahead of time any restaurants reservations, reservations to go to certain sites and things like that. It's best to always pre-book ahead of time. And this is part of our pre-trip planning service that we're going to talk about a little bit more in the next slides. As far as the value, it is, becoming a little bit of a, I would say, a lot of people think, oh, luxury villa, and especially the word villa seems to be more of like the luxury part of it, and not as cost efficient as a hotel. So I wanted to give you a comparison to a luxury hotel versus a luxury villa, and see how much different that is. And you will find out that when you add up the cost of multiple hotel rooms, especially for a group of people, if it's a group of friends or a family with 2 families traveling together, a multi-generational family, it can add up fairly quickly if you compare to luxury hotels. So we've put together here for your reference, and this is again something that you can refer back to, but for Grand Cayman, for example, one of our favorite Caribbean islands, for a beachfront villa, which is 6-bedroom in high season, we're looking at per bedroom cost of $722. If you look at the Seafire Resort, for the same time of year, excluding festive, because that would be probably double or triple the cost depending on the destination, we're at $1,100. So it's over a $300 difference per night for each bedroom. So that's pretty significant. Obviously this is Grand Cayman. Other destinations will be a different price point, but just to give you a little bit of an insight as to the incredible value that it is. And I see that Susan, hi Susan, you posted a question here. What is the price range in a high season? So I think that was related to the guideline slide that we had about the price range, which was the low season. The reason why we put the low season pricing is because when you go on our website, you'll see the nightly price that's listed for each property, and it's the low season one because there is mid-season, high season, so we don't necessarily list all of them, and it will vary. It will vary. The high season in Europe might not be the same in each destination, and they have different dates of those high seasons. So it would be based on I would say it would be based on your request. I would be able to give you the high season price. But as a guideline, if you look at that slide and you kind of want to know, I would say multiply by 2 or 3 to kind of get a sense of a range of the price point in high season. So I hope that answers the question. Yes, you say thank you. Perfect. Thank you, Suzanne. I appreciate that. All right. So now we're going to talk about, what really is at heart at Hosted Villas, planning those once in a lifetime villa experiences. And we're going to tell you why. And then I'm going to get Patty, who is pretty amazing at our pre-stay planning. And she's going to share with you today some of the amazing experiences that she's put together for our clients. Over to you, my dear.
Oh, thanks. Thanks very much, Orly. That's a very nice introduction.
You deserve it.
Yeah, thanks, Orly. And thank you, everyone, for joining today. This is really great. Yeah, I would just like to take a few minutes to talk about the pre-trip planning. And firstly, I would just like to say that at Hosted Villas, like, we fully recognize that you come to us with your clients, and they're your clients, and you've established and built relationships with your clients. So in terms of pre-trip planning, we're here to help you and support you as much or as little as you want from us. So we're happy to take your lead on that. And we are able to assist in planning with you for your clients from start to finish, from flights to arriving at a destination, to hotels, say, at the end of the destination. We're here to help you start to finish. And we spend some time, we want to ask you the right questions so that we understand what your clients are expecting out of their villa vacation. And that will help us work with you in terms of putting together the right activities and ultimately coming to a really wonderful customized itinerary. So for instance, we like to take care of those first nights. That can be a long travel day, and having the first night's evening meal either at the villa or at a local restaurant. This just sort of sets a really nice entry into the start of a wonderful week. And then as we're working with you, we have unbranded perfect weeks. So that's a really nice sampling of some of the activities that we could share with your clients throughout the week. So those are things that are really helpful, and they're often instrumental in helping put together a nice itinerary for your group.
And I'm just going to add on to that the pre-trip planning service is complimentary. So
absolutely.
It is something that we typically obviously take care of after the villa choice is made, and we've processed with the booking and the paperwork. And then we're going to get onto that pre-trip planning stage, which we believe is really helpful, especially for agents. You don't have to piece it all together. It can just be an all like one package type of thing put together for your clients. So I believe that helps, because we've had some feedbacks from agents saying, it's truly helpful. We don't have to reach out to other providers. We have the knowledge, we have the network of suppliers that we worked with for years. So we rely on them, and we always get really, really good feedback. So also.
Yes, we do. Excellent point, Orly. It is included in our pricing. Yeah. So I just thought, I would share a few really fun sort of and favorite, I guess, activities that we've put together over the last year or so. We often have multi-generational families traveling with us, and 1 week, 2 week vacations, say in the summertime, it can be a long time for a larger group of people to be together. And so it's nice to kind of squeeze in there a half a day, a full day, sometime within that villa vacation where there's some separateness, where some of the members of the party can enjoy an activity at the same time that others are enjoying an activity. And we had a particular group. They had 3 young granddaughters, and we set up these sweet little girls at the kitchen of a local French baker, and the girls chose to make eclairs that day. That was on their list. They ticked it off, that was on their list. So the girls were at the bakery, well taken care of. Grandparents, parents went off to explore the village market in Saint-Remy, and they went off for a nice grown-up lunch. And at the end of the day, back at the villa, these girls were really proud to show off these delicious treats that they made. And as a little sort of parting gift, I would say, the girls were gifted with aprons from the local bakery, and we had embroidered their names on the front of the aprons. And, you know, so everybody kind of comes away, I guess, with a nice memento. And I think this was a really nice one for these three girls. And it was probably an experience that they'll long remember together.
Sure. Look at those smiles. They're
yeah, that was really cute. Oh, and then another kind of favorite, I guess. This was a group of ladies that I got to know, that they all met in an art class. And what we did with the help of the villa staff was we had a local artist come to the villa, and all of the art supplies were brought in. The house staff made a lovely lunch for everybody. And this group had a wonderful day painting together. And I would say that maybe the language was a little bit of a barrier, but certainly a lot of fun was to be had. And I guess the real language that they all understood was just their art. Anyway, It was a beautiful day, excellent photos. that was a fun one too. And then there was one to me where this was the stars aligned. I call it the stars all aligned. Yep. We had a guest that was a cookbook author, and we learned that her favorite French cookbook author lived not far from the town where this guest was staying at one of our lovely properties. And we managed to find that this French cookbook author was at her residence. She was available. She was willing to meet with our guest. And we set the two of them up to meet at a cafe. They exchanged autographed copies of their own cookbooks with each other. And in the quote from the guest, it was a true dream come true experience. This was just over the top for her. So that was, again, really fun to, put all together.
How special is that?
It was really special. It was really special. And, we've done things like had a group of ladies craft their own perfume at a perfumery in the French Riviera. We've arranged birthday dinners on the beach in the Turks and Caicos. I've done arranged a pop the question boat charter off Anguilla. A lot of magic can happen on a villa vacation. So all of these sorts of things are possible, and these private experiences lend themselves really well to adapting to the COVID concerns of today. So we put a lot of care and hard work into ensuring that your clients have a really memorable villa vacation, and it's who we are and what we do. So we look forward to working with many of you in the very near future. So, so thank you. I'm just going to pass this back to Aurelie, unless there was another question there that popped up.
I don't believe so. We can cover questions at the end, but thank you for that. That was really, really great. Made me want to travel again. And yeah, and just, you know, reminding everybody that only private travel can do that, and really having that kind of unique and special experience is what we love doing. We're passionate about it, and we can hear it in your voice. So thank you for sharing those few of those experiences that we've put together so far. All right, over to some of our terms and condition, how we work with you guys as travel agents, and how we're committed to work together, and a couple of news coming up with hosted villas. So as far as the quoting stage, when you guys reach out to us with any requests or questions, obviously we like to have as many details as you can provide. You know your clients best, you build a relationship with them. So if you can provide with as many details as possible, even the budget, if you don't have any information, but you sense that they're pretty flexible or open, that's really helpful, because we do have a large inventory of properties in each destination. Overall, we say we have 1,000 that's on the website, but we probably have access to 2,000. So we like to narrow it down and really provide you with the best selection of properties that are really gonna be as close as possible to your client's needs, whether it's right on the beach, if they can, they're okay to do a short walking distance to the beach, anything that can help us basically selecting and giving you a customized proposal. We provide them within typically 48 hours, 24 if it's outside of Europe because of the time difference. And we can provide them unbranded as well, so that you can forward them over to your clients right away. We do have, we include a commission of 10%. That's our typical agent commission. So all of our quotes will be gross, and we can also, if you need to, we can have the net price in there. If that helps, you need a little buffer to mark it up depending on your needs, we can do that. So just let us know. At the time of booking, our standard booking term is 50% deposit to secure the stay, and the balance is set at 90 days. So that's the standard one. Obviously, considering the circumstances at the moment for the balance, we work on a case-by-case basis. If that helps closing the sale, we can work around it. It will depend on obviously the destination and the property owners, or the management property, the property management company that we work with. So very important to keep that in mind. And we are also flexible on the cancellation policy. If it comes down to that and we have to cancel the stay, if there's any restriction before they travel to that destination, depending, majority of our partners will allow for flexibility. So we'll let you know, we'll outline the cancellation policy at the quoting stage, because we understand it's really important to have that at the moment. And it will depend on the season and time of booking. Again, it will be a case-by-case scenario for the cancellation policy. And we can also offer as an alternative, instead of the cancellation, we can obviously rebook the client's stay if they feel comfortable doing it. The typical future travel credit is 12 to 18 months. The goal being to save your bookings, your commission, and all the hard work that you've put in to secure a sale. So we can work around that, and we've got some suppliers that are a little bit more flexible, and they can offer a little bit of a longer future travel credit if that helps as well. And yeah, as far as, you know, our commitment to you, we understand we're all in the same boat, trying to recover and go through this pandemic. We don't know when we're going to be fully back. Hopefully it will happen sooner than later, but we are definitely providing as much support as you guys need, as many information details. We can help you booking any activities and tours, anything that will make your clients stay very comfortable as much as possible and as safe as possible. As Patty mentioned earlier, we leave you in control with the relationship you have with your clients. Some clients may be more comfortable, setting up a conference call with us. We can be as helpful as possible and be in touch with them if they need to have that kind of expertise, insight, and if your clients are comfortable and if you are comfortable doing that as well. We've been doing that with some of our partners, but we definitely keep in touch with you as much as possible, and we respect that relationship that you've built with your clients. So feel free to reach out to me directly if you have any specific question about a specific reservation or a situation that you need. I'll definitely be more than happy to help you out with that. And yes, we want to thank our agencies, all of the support that you guys have given to Hosted Villas. It's been really great. I would say overall, looking at our business, over 50% of our business is with travel agents. So we do value our partnerships. And here's a feedback of one of our agent that really resonated with us, and I hope it does resonate with you as well, and that you will, if you haven't yet, be in touch and give us a try. We would really love to welcome your clients to their next villa vacation. That would be amazing. And so coming up soon, we are looking at adding some new destinations to our USA portfolio. Currently, we have few destinations, Miami in Florida and Fort Lauderdale as well. We also have Aspen and Vail in Colorado. So the ski destinations. We do also offer Hawaii, all of the islands in Hawaii, keeping in mind there's restrictions as far as the stays. A lot of those islands now are requiring longer stay, minimum stay. Oahu is one of them with the 30 days requirement. So keep that in mind, but that can be also a good suit for clients that are looking at long stays. That would be a good option. Also, within the North American portfolio, we do offer ski destinations in Canada as well. So just as a heads up. All right, so I believe we've got a couple of questions. This is our Q&A sessions, guys. So feel free to post any. I hope we've given you some good tips and information that you're gonna get some good takeaways from this session. We'll host more sessions coming forward, but I'm gonna look at your questions. There is 3 of them right now. So first one is, what's festive availability looking like in the Caribbean and Mexico? Very good one. So we're finding still availability for Caribbean and Mexico. I would say some of the smaller islands are starting to book up pretty fast, but we still have availability. So really feel free to send it out to us. We've, in the last 3 weeks, we've been receiving more and more festive requests. And I would say typically usually the trend is we have all of our festive bookings are pretty much taken care of before the summertime. So considering the circumstances, it's more of a wait and see kind of situation, and we are ready to help you with any last minute ones, and we know it's going to be last minute, but there's still availability because a lot of customers have been waiting based on the current climate. So that is something to keep in mind as well, that we are able to work around minimum stay requirements. So very important, especially in the Caribbean for festive. A lot of the property owners are requesting 10 to 14 nights. Mexico is a little bit more flexible on that end, where we could do more of a 7-night minimum stay. And in Mexico, we're seeing a lot of requests for the private gated communities such as Punta Mita or Los Cabos. They're really, really doing well because a lot of people are looking for seclusion, intimacy, and the safety, and they do offer that. This is the kind of product that we've been offering for years, and you know, it works. They're doing amazing. So there still is availability. That is the answer to the question. All right. The next one, yes, we've discussed a little bit of about the local host, and the question is, you mentioned a local host. What is that? So I'm gonna hand it over to Jessica. She's the best person to describe a local host and what it entitles.
Yeah, great. Great question. So the local host is a signature service that Hosted Villas has been doing for years, primarily in our European villas. However, it is an add-on service that we can certainly apply to any of our villas and destinations. It's essentially a person who lives and works in that respective region nearby, near the villa, and they're there to share all of their local insight and local knowledge with the clients so that they can really enrich their overall experience and experience the region from a local's perspective. So they are like a supercharged concierge. We like to sort of, yeah, superhero more like. So they really make a difference in the villa vacation because you're in a private home and, you know, sometimes near a small village or something like that. And they're there to escort you to the local town, local market, show you where to get the best cappuccino or the, you know, your baguette for the end of the day for dinner. They're there to really open up the region and sort of fast track to living like a local in that town or in that area. And so it's really a second to none experience, you know, type of service. It's very personalized. It's a dedicated local host for your client's group. So they're there to, you know, do a lot of the small things, meet and greet them upon arrival, set up the villa, fresh flowers, little snack, help them get settled in, take care of any restaurant reservations, fix the Wi-Fi, like any of those types of things. But then on the other hand, they're there to provide this really in-depth, personalized experience. So if we know your clients like Pinot Noir, they're going to suggest, you know, and take you to the local winery, introduce you to the winemaker, show you some behind the scenes, you know, interaction so that they're really getting something that no other tourist or Google searching can get you. And in terms of, you know, it is an add-on service. So you might pay a little extra for it, or we can incorporate it into the proposal that we send your clients if you think that your clients might value this service. And, but you know, the value of it is priceless, really. So we've found that it's, you know, 10 out of 10 on every post-stay survey. And it's something that really our clients, our guests come away with really remembering for the rest of their, you know, as a real takeaway from their overall trip. We have some guests that still keep in touch with their local host. They send, you know, Christmas cards back and forth, and they sort of have kept in touch because they've made that really personal connection with them. And that's really what we're after. We're after, you know, creating that for your clients and for our guests. So yeah.
They become best friends.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is. Yeah. So it makes a difference.
Something that you can share with your friends when you come back from a vacation, right? Like how amazing is it to say, I've been to this place nobody else went to, you know, it's not a tourist trap. It's like very authentic experience, right?
Exactly.
I might just also add that having the local host for guests that are just experiencing a certain region for the first time is really, really valuable, like second to none value. on that experience for sure.
Yeah, and an incredible value as well for what you're getting. Right?
Absolutely.
It's totally worth it. We could also provide that in a quote, give you the price point. It will vary obviously according to the destination, the number of days for the local host pricing, but we can include it straight from the beginning, from the get-go in the proposal into the pricing. And on that note, there's a question here about commission structure. Someone's mentioning that she missed it when I mentioned that we can quote net. So yes, we can quote net and we can quote gross. So when we quote, when the commission is embedded in the rate, we include a 10% commission. I believe the question is, what is the commission rate for Virtuoso? So we don't have a preferred program currently with Virtuoso agents. So it would be the 10% commission that I had mentioned earlier. And if you want us to quote you net, we can do that as well. And you will basically mark it up the percentage that you would like to and present to your clients. So I hope that answers the question here. We've got one more before we can wrap it up. How is availability early June in Tuscany? A smaller villa with 2 to 3 bedrooms. Is there a 7-day minimum stay? So I believe early June is already high season for that destination. So the minimum stay requirement, I would say we can work around it. We can look at it because the property owners are a little bit more flexible. Everybody wants to make business, obviously, and especially Italy was the first destination hit by, you know, in the highest numbers. So they're really being more flexible. So we can look at that. That would be a case by case scenario, and availability is still pretty good, I would say, right, Jessica? I think you've been working on some Italy ones.
Yes, definitely. And I think, you know, early June kind of rides on that. You know, like early June is considered maybe mid-season, and then later June is kind of more high season. So it sort of sits on that border. Definitely. I mean, I think it's Maureen. Email us the request, and we'll certainly take a look and send you some options. And we'll always advocate. We'll always ask. Like, you know, we'll just ask our owners. That's the worst they can say is no. So we'll always ask if it's a 5-night stay or if they just want a couple, you know, a few nights. We'll certainly find the villa that will accommodate, you know, as best we can for your client's needs. Just send us over the request, and we'll obviously do our best to find you the right one.
Yeah, and it means obviously maybe a limited pool of options because we have to look at only the ones that are going to accommodate a shorter stay. But that doesn't mean, you know, we'll do our best to find the closest options that are available for that specific request. And we do also have, I would say, in Tuscany, majority of our inventory is more 4 bedrooms. It's typical to that region is more 4 bedrooms. So
but again, they range in price range. So, you know, if they don't mind being in a 4-bedroom home, then, you know, and they're only using 2 or 3 of the bedrooms, then, you know, and we find that we sometimes have to do that in order to accommodate some of the other parameters, some of the other priorities like location, minimum stay, availability, things like that. We might, you know, they might end up in a 5-bedroom, but again, if it fits the budget and the dates and all of these other priorities, then we're finding that people are happy with that. So,
and the price point, I mean, the price point sometimes, even if it's a little bit of a larger property, it still be pretty, you know, pretty affordable, especially if it's off a high season. We might be able to find some options.
Size doesn't always dictate the price, for sure.
Exactly.
It's a good point to mention for villas specifically. So
yes,
I hope that.
All right. So I think we went over pretty much all the questions. The last one is how to get in touch with us. What is the best way to get in touch? This is my next slide, so I'll get to it. But I want to wrap this up doing a quick 3-question survey, guys. If you would like to give us your comments here, it's really important for us to know how you appreciated this webinar. If you want us to do it over again, what kind of information you would like us to cover, that would be really helpful. So I'm going to give you a little bit of time here to quickly answer if you can. There's only 3 questions. That would be really, really appreciated. And we hope that you had a great time with us today. We did certainly have a good time.
Yeah.
It's always good to connect,
Always.
even if we're working from home.
Yeah. The only way we can connect.
I know.
Only way we can.
We'll take it.
Although we've been doing some quick sessions just at home where I go to Patty and we work together. We don't tell anybody, but it's because we miss seeing each other.
Yeah.
Not the same. This virtual world is not the same.
It's been an adjustment, but
The connection,
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So I think I've got a good number of answers here. A lot of people enjoyed it. That's great. Thank you. And yes, feel free to share. So we'll send you a copy of the recording. If some of your colleagues were not able to attend, please do share the recording. We'll have more sessions, obviously. I see here you guys have responded to which topics you would like us to cover for our next webinar.
Great.
And majority is about European destinations, how each destination is adapting. So we could do a little bit of a deeper dive and giving you more details about that, because we understand you definitely need the guidance when it comes to the expertise and what it looks like for your clients to go in those destinations, especially for Europe.
Mm-hmm.
We can definitely assist with that. So thank you so much. I'm going to end up this little survey. I appreciate your participation. Looks like you guys really enjoyed it. So thank you again. And the best way to reach us is on this last slide. You can email us info@hostedvillas.com. Our phone number here, we each have extension numbers as well, but if you do dial the general number, then you can it can direct you to our individual extensions and our website. And please follow us on Instagram. We share a lot of cool stories and some of our clients' experiences, any promotions that's happening in certain destinations. We do have them as well there. And yes, I hope you guys stay safe and enjoy your time with your loved ones. We really appreciate your time today, and take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
everyone.
Patty and Jessica. You guys were
Thank
awesome.
you. Thanks,
Bye-bye
everyone.
now.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.